everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I'm going to be taking you start to finish on a new diamond painting project. This is from Jaded Gem Shop and is called Mermaid Lovers. Specifically, it is the cropped version of this one. It is going to have the hybrid charting style and is going to be somehow the first round drill kit I have worked on from this shop before. I've done several Jaded Gem Shop kits over the years, but was going back and looking and realized that they have all been square drill kits. And I have been meaning to try a round drill kit from them for a while, and I don't know, it just always tends to be the square drill kits that I am gravitating towards and just grabbing instead. So we're gonna give this kit a try and see what we think of this, what the round drills are like. And it's also been a little bit since I've worked on a kit with their hybrid charting style. So I'm hoping that it is not going to be so much confetti I'm gonna feel burnouts, but I am also prepared. If it's going to be too much, you'll never see this video because I'll just change my mind. I haven't unboxed this though. It has been in my possession for at least a couple of years. So most of the features of this kit should be the same from then as they are today. And if you're wondering what I mean about hybrid charting, and if you're not familiar with the shop, I'll explain a little bit more later about what the process of ordering from the shop is like, and I'll explain more about the different rendering styles and whatnot too. So stick with me, we will get there. So the original artwork, this is by Arandainty, I believe. Double check, it's on here. Yes. Arandainty, my bad. This is by the artist Arandainty, and you can get this artwork as a crop like this, or there is a full version of the artwork as well. Now, I decided when I got this kit that I wanted to get the crop because then it could be more of a panel style, and I was hoping that we'd still get a decent level of detail at this size point and at this drill shape. So it is definitely more of a panel style. This one I do not believe is available as a hand-charted version. It's just available as a hybrid charted and which is a more heavily computer charted version right now. But I am really curious to see what this one is like. So again, this is, it's 30 by 80 centimeters. So definitely, yeah, a panel style piece. Now, if you're not familiar with Jaded Gem Shop, you're going to get a sticker sheet. This is the original artwork. I just think it's very sweet. I really like this one a lot. We have a set of pre-cut sticker labels over here. It's got 37 colors, and we've got the DMC code in the right-hand column. When you're getting a hybrid charted, a computer charted version of the kit, picking the size and stuff, virtually everything about this is a la carte. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are neutral, but it kind of lets you build a really customized experience. So you can choose if you want to have special drills added on. You get to choose your drill shape, the size of the canvas, and if you want a crop or the full image depending on the artwork. What that typically means is that it's going to have a bit longer turnaround time because it is made to order. And so this, I think, took a couple of months for me to get back then. And so I did not have any special drills added on to this one. I just got it as is. You get some release paper included, and usually it will also come with a roll of washi tape, usually with green involved, and often a cover minder, though I don't see a cover minder with this one, that's fine. Again, this was from a few years ago. Any of the newer releases I've gotten from them have come with cover minders. So, okay, let's take a tour of the features on the canvas. So the title again is Mermaid Lovers. It's by Arandainty. This is from Jaded Gem Shop. Here's their socials. The canvas material is pretty nice to diamond paint on. It's got a nice weight to it and everything. It's got this kind of short lint, soft lint backing. Has a really thick plastic cover and very sticky glue. I like their glue. I've never had issues with it. And then you'll see a legend at the bottom. It is sideways like this. And so if you don't prefer working with a legend like this, you can do what I do, which is I don't use the legend on the canvas at all. I'm just going to use these sticker labels, whatever I'm kitting up my diamonds into, and not going to even worry about this. But there's a size I went with is 30 by 80. There's all of our colors, has the jade green border and all that. Let me show you up close. So with these, is that blurry? Hold on. Is that the number 3? Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Those symbols are kind of blurry. Oh, they're there. You can make it out more clearly in the camera. It's more blurry over here. Okay. I've not run into blurry symbols recently, so maybe this was an at the time issue. I'm going to check and see and I hope there are none that are too similar that I'm afraid I'm going to mix up. Like these two look a little similar, but I can tell the difference. Okay. So, you're going to see a decent amount of confetti in this piece. Confetti is where you have more color changes in a small area like you see here. So you're doing more single placing, changing the color out in your tray more often. And that tends to lend itself to a little bit softer rendering. Especially if you're getting, well, this computer charted rendering is going to have more confetti and have a softer effect. That is more like literal to the original artwork, and you don't tend to see as many clean and crisp details up close as you do far away. But I have done kits from this shop that have been in the computer charted version and liked how they turned out. If you'd like to see a side-by-side comparison, I did complete the same artwork from this shop in both rendering styles, so you can really see what the main differences are. That'll be linked below if you'd like to take a look. I am seeing some color blocking though. I'll be able to multi-place through parts of this, so this is color blocking. That color will be in my tray for a bit and I can multi-place through it. But yeah, we'll see how their faces turn out. It's probably going to be a pretty soft rendering and not super detailed, but that is truly what you get when you're doing this size on a computer charted kit. So let me do a quick measurement. I just like to check and see this looks right, but I guess you never know. Okay, 80 on the nose, and then should be 30, right? Yeah, it's a tiny tick shy of 30. I'm gonna call it true to size. Now let me show you the drills. Let us see what the quality seems like on these. Again, no special drills, but we can at least see what the squares look like. Or no, they're not squares, sorry, they're rounds. So again, I have not worked with rounds from Jade before. I am very, very curious to see what these are like to work with. Now, one thing that is not my favorite about when you get a hybrid charted kit or computer charted kit, as it could be called either one, and it's made to order, is that typically your drills are gonna come just in these loose baggies. So that is kind of it can be kind of a mess to have to like sort through and everything. Sometimes you'll get like different sizes of bags depending on the kit. And yeah, it could just be a little messier to sort through as opposed to when they come in connected strands. But that just, you could decide if you love or hate that, if that's a deal breaker for you. It's not a deal breaker for me, but it is annoying. It's not literally, I'm just gonna shove these off to the side. My first impressions looking at these though, is like these look good. I believe they're resin rounds. They look like resin rounds to me. And I'm hoping that they're just gonna be easy and nice to work with on the canvas. I won't really know until I actually start placing them down, but fingers crossed. So if I really wanted to, that 5200, that's one of our main background colors. If I really wanted to, I could add enhancement drills myself, but that's not currently the phase of diamond painting life I'm in right now, so that is not on my plan. But I'm gonna get this kitted up here, and I may grab some clips of my kind of process of working on this, or I may just come right back and you'll be seeing this completed. So stay tuned, I guess, and I'll be right back. Wish me luck. Well, hi, hello. I am back, and Mermaid Lovers is now complete. So it has been probably a month since I recorded that unboxing video, so I don't remember all the specifics of what I covered there, but I am now here to do the review part of this video where we get to talk about this kit and I get to talk about just sort of what it was like to work on. So this is this just really happy and sweet and serene piece that I enjoyed working on quite a lot. And honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Let me turn it so that we're kind of angled straight on here so you can see this as well. Some overall thoughts on it. Well, I have my logbook here where I take notes on diamond paintings that I actually work on. This logbook is from Archer and Olive. And yeah, this is where I take notes on kits that I actually am working on. So here is my page for this particular kit. And you can see I started it and finished it about a month apart. And so this was number 19. And of the kits in my current 26 for 26 challenge lineup, this was the second to last one that I finished. Because it was so tall, it ended up being split into more sections than most of the others. And so that's why it took a little bit, it took more rounds to actually finish. I ranked this one a 6 out of 10 for confetti and 7 out of 10 for enjoyment. I did like it quite a lot. Drill count was just over 30,000 diamonds. And then things that I loved, the meh, and then I didn't really have any major notes for this one. I should add a note just as an FYI, even though it's basically said as much in here, but this is the computer charted version, which I'm sure I talked about in the unboxing part of this video. I was really glad that I went with the crop of this artwork and that I wasn't having to mess with filling in what to me would have felt like unnecessary background on the sides. Like, I really was most interested in these particular characters, and I started down here at the bottom and worked my way up to the top and worked in pretty big sections. The background, even though there are these color gradients, there is a lot of confetti. And you could see when there are color transitions, there's a good amount of confetti, but that continued in the background all the way up. You can't, I feel like, necessarily tell. You kind of can, but there's multiple different shades of off-white in the mix here. And so this actually had a decent amount of confetti in it, even though, I mean, yeah, you can tell that like these are two slightly different shades, but it's pretty subtle. And there's even, I feel like there's more than one shade of white in the mix here. So yeah, the background was kind of confetti heavy. Though once I got up here, this is mostly the same shade. This is where I will talk a little bit about one of the only things I noted as a meh for this kit. And that is that I had a little bit of a hard time with getting this to look nice and evenly placed. When I was multi-placing, I don't know what it was, if it was something with the grid, because when I look at it, it doesn't look like the grid has gapping, but I was having a little bit of a hard time when I would try to place more than 6 or 7 diamonds with my multi-placer. I would have to go in and do some little adjustments, and even still, you can still see spots where I didn't place it just right. There's a little bit of the symbol poking out around the edges, which kind of drives me crazy because with light color diamonds and a dark symbol behind, like, you're gonna see, those are gonna stick out. And I look at this and I'm not happy with my placement. Maybe I'll grab a straightener and go back through and see if I can help this lay a little bit more evenly. I think that because this was the last row that I worked on, I was just ready to be done. I just wanted to finish the kit. So I think maybe I got a little bit lazy. I was just like, it's fine, just put the diamonds down, especially once you step back a little bit. Excuse me, you don't see the slight differences nearly as clearly. Now, overall, yeah, this was a very confetti-heavy kit. I knew what I was getting into, hybrid charted, computer charted kind of style, and so I expected a lot of confetti. One of the things I was most nervous for, that I probably mentioned in the first part of this video, was being unsure of how their faces were going to turn out. Even as I was getting up to it, the second to last section before it, I thought, I don't know. I really don't know about this, you guys. And I will say I'm surprisingly content with how the faces turned out, knowing that this is a hybrid charted kit. It's not hand charted. This is frankly about as good as I could have hoped. The skin tones, I thought, at least in their faces, I have mixed feelings about the change in skin tones, like the two colors that are here and this color here. It's not as egregious as some kits that I've worked on, but it's not like a perfect color difference. But at least their faces were not a confetti mess. Those were a little bit more cohesive, in my opinion, in terms of like more like one skin tone for the most part, and that was a nice relief. And again, like things like their eyes, their profile, their eyebrows, it's really about as good as I could have hoped for. I've certainly seen worse, and like a lot worse. And so for me, I was fine with this. Am I a little bit biased because I really like this artwork? Yeah, so I guess take it with that grain of salt. You may look at this and really strongly disagree with my opinion of it, and that's fine. I'm just sharing kind of my experience as well as trying to show you, okay, this is how this looks. So you can see up close, like, yeah, there's a lot of confetti. There's like a whole lot of different color changes going on in here. But again, difference between this and some other kits that I have worked on is that I knew what to expect. I knew exactly what I was getting into with this charting. When I was up close and working on the colors in his hair, I was a little nervous. I thought, this is a lot of different shades of pink. Is this really going to work out? And this is one of those things that actually, yeah, I do think personally that it works. I like the colors and the shades of it. If I look at the original artwork too, that kind of comparison between the two, I guess it's not really, I mean, I do actually see some slightly kind of almost purplish shades in there. It is more brown in here, so maybe arguably this is not quite as true to color as it could be. If I'm not looking, I guess maybe I should take that back a little bit. Maybe I wish that it were more brown toned and not so much on the pinks. It's more pink in person than it looks through the camera lens. So I don't know. I guess maybe I'll kind of walk that back a little bit and go, maybe the hair color isn't perfect. But when I wasn't looking at the original artwork, that's, I guess, why I was like, oh, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and point that out, that it's a little more purplish, pinkish than the brown that's in the original artwork. I thought their tails looked pretty good. I think that this rendering style works okay for things like mermaid scales. When I look again at the original artwork, like, to me, this works. There's a little bit of jarring transitions between some of these blues and purples, but again, I guess it's kind of what I would have expected. It'd be nice if there were some slightly cleaned up lines in here, but that's not what you get with the hybrid charted kit. So it's, I don't know, I'm trying to weigh these different sort of opinions about this. Drills wise, and we've talked a lot about the render sets. You know me. That's what I tend to talk the most about. Drills wise, I had plenty left over in all drill colors. And when I worked on that first section of this kit, I started down at the bottom. I did the first section. My first thought immediately as I started working on it was, how have I been sleeping on Jaded Gem Shop's round drill kits for so long? I was really happy with the overall quality of the diamonds. They were really nice to work with. Very consistent, extremely consistent in terms of size and shape. And I just found myself going, oh, I like these a lot. So if you're someone that finds square drill kits to be more annoying to work with, or you haven't tried out their round drill kits, this could be a nice option. I was really, really pleasantly surprised. I thought the number of colors was good for this artwork. Personally, you can see there's multiple shades of white that I had multiple containers for. This did not come with any special drills. And mermaids, I tend to think like, yeah, that would have probably lent itself to special drills. But when you're getting a hybrid charted kit, the special drills are an add-on that you have to pay for, and I did not pay to have any specials charted in. If you get a hand charted kit from them, there's specials charted in, and you can like even see in the listing where those special drills are. But for this one, I didn't have any added in. I didn't want the extra expense personally, and I thought it was fine for the artwork, which is a little bit more muted, but sort of in retrospect, I went, what if there were like a little glimmer diamond in their tails or in her hair maybe, or something like that? It could have been a nice addition, but again, I didn't pay for it, and I'm not someone that likes to personally figure out enhancing my kits. It's not really my jam. But anyway, would I recommend getting this kit from Jaded Gem Shop? I would say yes. If you like the charting style in particular. The materials I thought were really nice quality. I like their canvas glue, the drill symbols and the clarity. The round drills themselves I was really happy with, and I can't believe it took me however many years to do a round drill kit from Jaded Gem Shop. The price point I know is not in the budget for everyone. They do run sales relatively often that you can try to take advantage of to help bring the price point down a little bit.
It is licensed artwork, which of course I appreciate, and she has a no AI pledge. And for a hybrid charted kit, I was happy with how this turned out. My overall preference from Jaded Gem Shop is going to be to get their hand charted kits, but because this one was not available hand charted, and I made a personal judgment call that I thought it would be okay in this hybrid charted style, that's why I went with this one. And whether or not you like this rendering style, that's got to be a decision you make if you feel like it's worth it and is something that you would enjoy working on. So yeah, definitely going to be more confetti heavy, going to have a softer finished look. But for me, this was yes, I had a positive experience with this. And if you like what you're seeing, then yeah, I'd say go for it. If you want to see a comparison between Jaded Gem Shop's hybrid and hand charted styles, I did a video where I took the exact same artwork and completed it in the two different styles, and I'll have that comparison linked below if you want a more clear kind of look at what the differences are, and hopefully you'll find that to be helpful. I'll also have some other videos, like other post reviews from the shop, linked below too. And I'll have this kit linked if you want to take a look. You can also get it in the non-cropped version. You can get it in an even larger size point. This was 30 by 80, and I was pretty happy with it. I'm glad I finally got to work on this one. It's one that kept kind of coming to mind, and it just was the perfect fit for me for the 26 for 26 challenge and having multiple whips going. So you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Is this artwork and a finished look that you think that you would find enjoyable, or maybe not so much? Either way, I appreciate that you watched this video and took the time to leave your thoughts. Please subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me. I do unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies. I do how-tos and tutorials, all diamond painting related, and I also do weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting. I hope you're doing really well. Happy crafting, you guys, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.